Georgie and Mandy's First Marriage Season 2 is set to feature young Sheldon's main antagonist, which could exacerbate the Cooper family crime. Young Sheldon was cancelled for a reason other than lack of interest. Conversely, there were pleas for the show to go on, even if it meant completely departing from the canon of The Big Bang Theory. But in the end, Chuck Lorre and his group chose to conclude the Cooper family's narrative in Medford, Texas, with George's passing and Sheldon's relocation to California. That being said, CBS ordered Georgie and Mandy's First Marriage right away after realizing the huge gap that young Sheldon would leave in its lineup. The first season of Georgie and Mandy's First Marriage walked a tightrope between carrying on with young Sheldon and beginning a whole new story. However, Meemaw's already dismal situation is going to get worse with a confirmed cameo in Season 2. Matt Hobby will play Pastor Jeff again in Season 2 of Georgie and Mandy's First Marriage, according to an Instagram post by co-creator Steve Molaro. Although young Sheldon didn't have a conventional antagonist as a sitcom, he caused a lot of problems in the Cooper family home in terms of narrative. Mary frequently put her family last in her priorities because of her religious convictions and her bond with Pastor Jeff from previous young Sheldon seasons. The Coopers were essentially cut off from the only community they knew when Pastor Jeff ejected them from the congregation due to Georgie and Mandy's unplanned pregnancy. Season 1 of Georgie and Mandy's First Marriage already featured Pastor Jeff. It makes sense to see him occasionally because the spin-off is still situated in Medford. Not to mention that Mary is back to work for him. Although the reason for his return in Season 2 is currently unknown, his position is largely related to Georgie, as the image indicates. The notion that he will play a part in Georgie and Mandy's First Marriage at a time when Meemaw's odds of showing up are slim is heartbreaking, regardless of what drives Georgie to Pastor Jeff's office. For background, Connie's prospects of making a significant appearance in Season 2 are diminished because Annie Potts has joined Best Medicine as a series regular. When Georgie and Mandy first learned they were pregnant, Meemaw was the character that helped them get back on their feet the most out of all the characters in the Big Bang Theory prequels. Connie took in the pair after the McAllisters disowned Mandy and the Coopers were juggling their own problems. The fact that Cece was named after Georgie's maternal grandmother is evidence of how important Meemaw has been in their lives. Regretfully, she will no longer play as much of a role in their lives. That makes sense considering the plot of Georgie and Mandy's First Marriage, but Connie's unfortunate absence is highlighted by Pastor Jeff's increased prominence in the spinoff. The main protagonists in Georgie and Mandy's First Marriage will eventually get divorced, and I'm convinced I know why. From the time they first met in young Sheldon, Georgie and Mandy's relationship has been turbulent. Both were lying about their ages, after all. The marriage between Georgie and Mandy is far from ideal. Together with Mandy's parents, they reside in the bedroom from Mandy's early years. No matter how hard Georgie tries to be a nice son-in-law, her mother hates him, and Mandy and her mother don't get along. Mandy failed to disclose her enormous credit card debt to Georgie prior to their marriage, which further increased the tension. Remember to like, share, and subscribe to my channel for more videos.